It's really easy to be motivated for whatever your new goal or plan is in January and maybe even in February, but that motivation soon wears off. The new year brings a fresh start, a fresh planner, new ideas, new goals, new things you want to do, and hopefully even a new you. But oftentimes we get a couple weeks into January and it all falls apart. Some of you might even make it to February, or you might even make it to March or April, and that's kind of where you fall off. That tends to be the case for me. So if you are dealing with things that you want to get done, that you want to do, that you want to get started, that you want to make happen, and you just can't seem to get yourself to do them, we're going to talk about that in this video. Specifically things that if you're maybe not feeling motivated, will help you out. So we're gonna go through 4 different problems that are kind of like making you get stuck so that you can't accomplish the things you want to accomplish, and how to fix those things. If you're new around here, hi, my name is Becca. I'm an elementary music teacher. I have a business where I help other elementary music teachers by providing resources and content that they need to help engage their students. And I also help other teachers on my other YouTube channel, and I also have this YouTube channel where we talk about, you know, productivity and motivation and vlogging and all that kind of stuff. So I'm a little busy, but I would love it if you hit the subscribe button and came and hung out with us if those things appeal to you. So productivity, side hustling, having a better life, let's talk about it. And if you're not new, this video is because the coffee chat I made the other day got cut off at the end, and so I left you on a cliffhanger, but then 2 weeks passed by before I realized it, so I decided we'll just take the ending and we're just gonna make that into its own video. Okay, let's go make some coffee and let's go sit down and let's have a chat. So yes, I'm wearing shamrock earrings and a shamrock headband because it is almost St. Patrick's Day, so deal with it. Those of you who remember the color changing cups from last year, I haven't used them at all because it's the first iced coffee of the season. I just pulled out the thing, and they're just clear when I pull them out. They don't get colorful until you put liquid in them, and I just happened to find the green one. It was just the one that was on top, and it matches my skirt. Couldn't find the green top though, so we have a yellow top, but you know, this makes me very happy. I feel so springy. Okay, so the first thing you need to know about motivation is that you don't actually need motivation. Motivation is one of those things that comes and it goes, and it just is not reliable. So if you are waiting to be motivated to do something, you're gonna be waiting a really long time. It's just not a reliable way to do something. So the short answer is that you just need to get it done. But sometimes there's something that's kind of like blocking you from getting it done, or kind of stopping you in your tracks. And those are the things we're going to talk about today. Before we get into the 4 specific things that we're going to talk about and how we're going to, you know, fix them, I want to make a quick little mention of, if you're feeling all sorts of like not motivated and really not wanting to do something, before you know, start thinking that you're, you know, lazy and worthless and all that kind of stuff, I want you to stop. First of all, don't talk bad about yourself. Secondly, just check in with yourself and see how you're feeling. Because I find personally, when I get to that mood of like, oh, I don't want to do anything, I just want to lay on the couch, I don't want to do anything, it's usually because I'm tired. And so it took me a really long time to figure out that that was my problem. And so I would like, you know, I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me, I'm just in such a bad mood, like all these things. And it turns out I would come home and I'd like fall asleep trying to do work because I'm trying to, you know, like do the thing and be disciplined and do the work, but I'm so tired that I can't physically keep my eyes open. Yeah, so just a warning that sometimes it's not a mental thing, sometimes it's a physical thing. Like, I'm tired, I need water, I need food. Those things kind of really block you and make it really hard to focus, really hard to get work done, because frankly you can't get work done when you're tired or hungry or any of that kind of stuff. Any of you teachers know about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you don't, Google it. Basically it's a pyramid, and the idea is that if you don't have basic life things like food, shelter, that kind of stuff, then you can't learn anything else. And so you have to have your basic needs fulfilled before you can learn anything, before you can do anything, before you can like reach these higher levels of self, because you can't do that if you're starving. Okay, now if you are good and you are not, you know, tired or any of those kind of things, then you might fall into one of these other categories. So first off is you might be unsure. Uncertainty can be one of the biggest reasons that people don't get started, because if you're not sure what to do or what it is you want, then you don't really know where you're going. So first of all, make sure you're sure about what you want. So what is the goal you're going after? What is the thing you're trying to do? You know, if you're trying to build a business, how are you what are you gonna do to build a business? What, you know, what is your goal? What are you looking for? Those kind of things might sound simple, but they make a huge difference. If you already kind of know what you're going for, then you might just need, you know, some time with a notebook and a pencil. I have found monumentally, like if I'm making a new product, I used to just jump in, and now I stop and I like get out a notebook and I will draw pages of like the slides that are gonna be in my slideshow or whatever it is. And I'll draw it out. And once I draw it out, then I'm like, oh, I know what I'm doing. And it makes it so much easier to do. Having a template, having a plan going in, having an outline makes it much easier to get the thing done. For example, filming this video, I needed to have an outline, because otherwise I'd just be here talking to you and saying random things, which I mean, we do sometimes, but I do try to keep it pretty cohesive. And in order to keep it cohesive, I need to have some sort of plan. So if you are feeling unsure about like something specific, make a plan, make an outline, that kind of stuff. If you're unsure about like big things, like what do I want my business to be? Or, you know, how am I going to accomplish this, that, or the other? You really need to spend some time thinking and figuring that out first, because that can be a really big block. If you have no idea what you're doing, you're not gonna do it. Now, at some point, you've done plenty of thinking and plenty of research, and you just need to get going. So I don't want you to get stuck in this stage of, oh, I need to research, oh, I need to, you know, make a plan. I want you to start there and then move on. The plan doesn't need to be fully formed. You just need to have some sort of idea before you move on and start getting down to work. If you stay in the learning forever and ever and ever, and you just like keep watching videos, or you keep making plan after plan after plan, you're not ever gonna actually accomplish anything, and that's not helpful. So make a little bit of a plan, do a little bit of research, and then move on. Now, number 2 is one that I see and hear a lot, and that is being a perfectionist. When you get really caught up in making something perfect, it can be hard to start, because you don't want to start until you know exactly what you're gonna do. It's like taking the first step and flipping it on its head and making it really bad. Instead of like, oh, I need a quick little idea, here's a quick little sketch, you're spending tons and tons of time on trying to figure out exactly what to do because you want to make it perfect the first time. And if you are feeling that and you're being perfectionistic and you're like, I need to make it, you know, XYZ, my best advice to you is to stop and just get down to work. Because when you are being really perfectionistic, if you're really, you know, getting into the nitty-gritty, your problem is that you're just not doing the work. And the best thing I can tell you about this is you can come back and change anything. If you make a product and you want to change it, you can change it. If you make a, you know, cover or a, you know, preview, or if you write a description, you make a blog post, you make a video, you can change them. You can change anything. If I don't like this video, I can click out. I can make a new one. But if I've done it once, then I at least have a better semblance of what I'm gonna do next. If I'm making products and I'm not 1000% sure of exactly what I wanna do, then instead of stressing about, you know, how to get it that extra percentage or 2%, I'll just post it and I'll say, you know what? If I don't like it, I can change it later. Most things in life are not finite. Most things are not like I made this decision and I have to stick with it. Most things are gonna be, I'm doing this and I can change it later if I feel like it. If you write a blog post and you don't like something or you wanna add something, you can do that. It's okay. So just go ahead and make your first draft and think of it as your first draft. In order to think of it as your first draft, I want you to lower the standards by a lot. So think about, you know, what you really want, and then just take it way down. If you're like, I want to make a big huge product line with all these things in it, okay, how can I make one? It doesn't even have to be good, just make one. If you want to start a YouTube channel, start filming a video. It doesn't have to be good, just make one. No one's gonna watch it anyway, sorry, but it's true. And there's a really nice thing, honestly, if you're thinking about something like that, that is really nice about the beginning of a YouTube channel or a blog or a store or whatever, is at the beginning, no one's gonna see it. No one's gonna notice. Do you know how many videos I made for basically nobody. Like video after video after video that I made to get to 100 subscribers. Like I had so many videos that I created that very few people ever saw. And if you happen to be one of them, like, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. And I appreciate all of those views that I did get. But it's also a little bit freeing to be like, you know what? It doesn't matter. I actually tell myself this often, specifically when I get stuck on choosing an outfit before school, and I'll be like, oh, maybe I should wear these shoes. Oh, maybe I should wear those shoes. And I literally stop myself and out loud, I will say, Becca, nobody cares. Because it's the truth, really and truly. Like, is it gonna matter if I wear the blue shoes or the tan shoes? No, no one's gonna care except me, and probably not even me, because I'm gonna forget about it as soon as I get to school because I'm so busy, it doesn't matter anyway. So you don't need to stress about things because it's a bigger deal to you than it is for anyone else. So lower the standards as far down as you can go. Create a first draft, tell yourself it's a first draft. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter, just make it, because once you make it, you can improve it, and once you make it, you can change it, but you can't change it if you don't have it done in the first place. So get over your, you know, perfectionistic tendencies and just go for it. The next one might sting a little bit, but that is that you might not want whatever it is badly enough. So if you have a goal of making a certain amount of money, or losing a certain amount of weight, or, you know, reading a certain amount of books or whatever, and you're having a really hard time getting to it, it might be because you don't care enough. It might not be the goal for you, and that's okay. So I want you to take whatever it is and really think and really decide, is it what you actually want? And if the answer is yes, great. But if the answer is no, it's okay to move on. It's okay to abandon something you're not interested in favor of something else. You don't have to stick with something just because it's what you started with. You're welcome to change. You can pivot at any time, just like Ross pivoting with the couch, okay? So you can change it and you can keep going. Now, if you do think that you do want it, it is something you are interested in, then you might just not be connecting with exactly how hard and why. So I want you to think about whatever your goal is, and then think, okay, why do I want that? And then once you have that figured out, then think, why do I care about that? Why do I care about that? And keep going until you get down to the root of what you're saying. I see this a lot of times with my students. I'm a teacher and I teach elementary school, and a lot of times they'll say something that they don't actually mean. And I'm like, okay, why do you think that? Why do you think that? Why do you think that? And then we finally get down to the core of what the actual problem is, because the surface level things are the easy things to see, but it's the deep down things that we actually need to deal with. So it's not just, you know, oh, I want to make, you know, X amount of dollars. Okay, why? You might have a few reasons. Maybe your reason is because you want to, you know, buy something cool for your kids. Maybe you want to send them to a good school. Maybe you want to quit your job so you can spend more time with them. Maybe you want to pay off debt. Okay, and then why do you want to do that? If you're like, I want to pay off debt, you know, I need to make X amount of money so I can pay off debt. Why do you want to pay off debt? Oh, so I don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. Oh, so I can go on vacations, you know, like those kind of things. Keep going until you get to the root of what it really is that you want. Because even then, if you're like, oh, because I want to go on vacation, can't go on vacation because we don't have money because I have debt. Okay, why do you want to go on vacation? Because I want to explore. I want to be free. I want to enjoy life. That's a good reason. And so over here, where you're like, I want to make this much money, it's like, okay, great. And if that's your target, that's what your eye is on, you're not going to feel it the same way you're going to feel when you're over here at, I want an adventure and I want to have freedom and choices and options. That means so much more than this does. And so you have to really boil down to the real reason why you want something. So it might be you don't actually want it. It may not be the goal for you, and that's fine. Or it might be it is the goal for you, but you haven't dug deep enough into the reasoning. This is something I like to connect with myself, like, constantly, to help keep me on the right track. I journal a lot. I used to journal like once a week, and this year I've bumped it up to like a couple times a week. It's been like 4 or 5 times. And now when I miss it, I get kind of sad, which is a little bit depressing. But a lot of times in my journal, I'm writing and I'm like, I want to get this goal and this is why, and this is what's important to me. And when this happens, then I get to do this and I get to do that. And like connecting with that really deep sense really feeds my motivation, really feeds that fire inside of me like nothing else, because I'm like, we have to make this happen. I have to make this happen because I need to get to this level and I want this thing that's over here. This is important to me. And when you have that sense of urgency, that sense of like, I need to do this because this is really important, it totally changes everything. It's no longer, oh, I gotta make this thing, oh, I gotta do this thing, oh, I gotta write this email. It's now like, how can I get closer to this life that I want? That's what I want to focus on, and that's what I want you to focus on. Your goal might be something selfish, and that's okay. It might be, I want to make a certain amount of money. It might be this, it might be that. Or it could be, I really want to help teachers because, listen, elementary music teachers are so isolated and do not get the training that they need. And it is so hard. So hard. You take one elementary music class and then you get thrown into an elementary music class and you have to teach all these kids off of one semester of one class. Like literally, that's what we're doing here. And that's why it's really important to me to help elementary music teachers, because they need so much help. Not because they're bad, but just like they need the support and they need that stuff that they probably are not getting, because most of them are not getting it. So you can have a selfish reason, you can have a selfless reason, you can have both. And it's probably best to have both, because when one is more, you know, they'll kind of go back and forth into what is most important and what is less important. So highly recommend, but really drill down to the reason why and don't just stay at your surface level goal. Lastly, if you're finding yourself not motivated over and over and over again, then it might just be because you're not making it fun and you're taking life too seriously, and we don't like that. So if you are just like always dreading that thing, find a way to make it more fun. Find a way to make it more interesting. Maybe you just don't like it, you know? Think about if it's your business, think about your business and think about the things you like and the things you don't like. I, for example, love product creation. I could create products all day long, forever. I could make worksheets and Google Slides and games and activities and sub-plans. Like I could spend all day, every day making that, and I would probably never run out of ideas. I would probably never stop enjoying it, because when I stop, you know, enjoying this product, I can make a different kind of product. That lights me up. I also love to write. I love to film videos. There's other things though that I don't like as much. Like I don't like editing the videos. That's why I have Brian now, and he edits my videos, and it's great. You may not have that option, but there might be other things that you can do. So maybe if you don't really enjoy posting to Instagram, find a way to make it easier or find a way to make it fun. If you don't like writing notes to followers or writing emails to people, find a way to make it easier. Find a way to make it fun. You can, you know, double things up. So you're sending something that you just talked about on Instagram the other day. You can do that. So find a way to make it easier or make it fun. I, for example, love making products, but sometimes I'm not feeling it. And so easy things like, you know, having a fun coffee while I'm working on something can make it more fun. Adding nice music, or, you know, sitting on the couch working on my product, watching a movie might be more exciting than sitting in my office by myself, sitting at my desk. So think about things that you can do to make your activities more fun, and think about how you can focus more on the activities that you actually do like and you actually do care about, and making sure that you're doing mostly things that you enjoy. And if it's something you really truly don't enjoy, you might want to rethink something. Whether, you know, if it's just a piece of your business, maybe you can hire that out. But if it's like a main component of your business that you really don't like, you might want to rethink something, because you don't want to spend hours and hours and hours on something you don't like. Or, you know, you might have something else. Like if your goal is that you want to work out more, then how can you make that fun? Can you go play tennis? Can you go take your dogs on a walk? Can you know, hang out with your friend while you go to the gym? Those are all things that will make it a little bit more exciting. Or, you know, if you're me, buy some cute workout clothes. That makes it fun. I think so, at least personally. So there's a lot of things that could be stopping you, but chances are it's because you're either unsure of what you're doing, you're being too perfectionistic, you don't want it badly enough, or it's not fun enough. And those are all things that you can solve and you can fix. So just stop, figure out what the problem is, and then fix the problem, and then keep going. Now, once we get through all of that, you're still gonna need a little bit of things. And the best way to make sure that you are hitting your goals is to turn them into actionable habits that are built into your ideal week. So instead of just being like, oh, I want to film videos. Okay, when are you gonna film the videos? You got to make that happen. You have to have all the steps figured out. You have to know when you're going to do that. And you also need to make it a habit. So if you sit down every week on Tuesday and you film videos, it's going to be a habit, and it makes it easy, and then you don't have to think about it. If you need to work out, make it so that you work out at a certain time on certain days. It's non-negotiable, and after a while it'll become a habit if you actually make sure you do it. So it's not necessarily motivation, it's more discipline combined with creating habits that make things just a normal part of your week. This is one of the biggest things that I get asked all the time. People will say like, oh, how do you have time for XYZ? And the biggest thing for me is that I build it into my week, and I make it very normal, and I make it just a part of what I do. And so it's not weird to me, and it's not hard to me, and it's not difficult, because it's just what I do. I get up, I work out, and then I work on my business. I come home and I make dinner, and then I work on my business. Like, there's certain times that I just do that. And I have those things that are so ingrained in me from doing them for so long that it's not difficult to add them in. If you want to read more books, okay, make it a habit to read more books. Read when you do certain things, and then it will become a habit. Read at a certain time and it'll become a habit. But you have to do the discipline of making it happen over and over and over again to make it into a habit. So forget your motivation, figure out your problem, have the discipline to make it a habit that happens regularly, and know when you're going to do it. Those are the things that are actually gonna help you to accomplish whatever it is that you wanna accomplish in life. And here on this channel, we are all about helping you find the life that you want and reach your potential, whether that be through your side hustle or your main job or whatever it is you're after, whatever it is you're going for. I wanna help you with your goals, with your time management, with getting things done, okay? Okay, thanks so much for watching. I would love to know if you have any motivation hacks. Leave them down below in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.